guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes Raw Review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome Raw Review for the viewers at home today on one of my personal favorite foundational, I call this a muscle building supplement from our good friends at Creation Supplements. Of course, I'm talking about LAXOPure in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's gonna do. That nutritional information panel ain't gonna get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here Creation Supplements LAXOPure. Starting from the top, we're talking about 120 scoops in this tiny little LAXOPure tub. In terms of what the 120 scoops are made up of, each of them weighs 500 milligrams and each of them contains 500 milligrams of actives split like this. 25 milligrams of pure pharmaceutical grade 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin, that is of course the laxogenin component of this LAXOPure, and 475 milligrams of cluster dextrin, the registered trademarked version of highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is of course a type of carbohydrate. We're talking about 100% active ingredients. There are 0% flavors, no sweeteners, no colors, no stabilizers, none of that. 100% active, split 25 milligrams, laxogenin, 475 cyclic dextrin. In terms of what these two ingredients actually do, guys, I'm gonna post a link in the description box down below to our world famous Supplement Simplified articles, and you guys can go and check out in depth exactly what 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin does and exactly what cluster dextrin does. But just quickly, because I want you guys to be all over this, because when I talk about the effects, this is going to be particularly important. 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin is a naturally occurring plant hormone. It's been shown to increase protein synthesis, increase nitrogen retention, and I guess the most noticeable effect is increase strength. I will just disclaim, first and foremost, there is absolutely, well, there might be now, but to my knowledge, there is absolutely no science to back these claims up for laxogenin. This is 100% empirical, anecdotal, real in the gym results based feedback when we're talking about laxogenin. There's no science to back it up. So I'm just going to put that out there first and foremost. If you're going to try and look for studies to prove that laxogenin increases protein synthesis, increases nitrogen retention, increases strength, you're probably going to have a hard time finding it. If you're going to look for people who have used laxogenin who are going to report these sorts of effects, you're probably going to be in luck. When we're talking about the cluster dextrin, the 475 milligrams per scoop, this is of course the registered trademark highly branched cyclic dextrin. It is a carbohydrate. It's 6 to 8 molecules of dextrose chemically bonded together in the shape of a ring. That's why it's called cyclic dextrin. The cool thing about this carbohydrate is that it passes through your stomach quickly and easily. It's very fast gastric emptying time. It's very low osmotic pressure, which means it's less likely to cause GI distress than any other carbohydrate source. It releases slowly from your small intestine into the bloodstream, causes small to no spike in blood glucose levels. It's consistently low insulin response, provides a perfect ratio of insulin to cortisol during your workouts, which is why we see cluster dextrin specifically used in intra-workout carbohydrates. That's obviously not what it's in this LAXOPure for, but for those of you who are interested, it's also highly soluble. It dissolves easily in water and is digested easily through your stomach. I guess the question then begs, what is the deal with this combination of 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin and the cluster dextrin in the same product to create this LAXOPure? Pretty much what Creation Supplements have done with this combination is taken this carbohydrate and mixed it with the laxogenin to help increase the bioavailability and the digestibility of the laxogenin so that you get more laxogenin actually into the bloodstream so that it can do what it needs to do best. And we do know, and you'll see in the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test, that Laxogenin is notoriously very difficult, notoriously insoluble, and therefore notoriously very difficult to actually get into the bloodstream through your digestive tract, which is where you want it to do what Laxogenin does best. So pretty much the clusterdextrin has been added to the Laxogenin in this LAXOPure to help with the absorption of the Laxogenin. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, it's actually unflavored. So there's no flavors that we need to go through, but I am gonna bust out the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test, primarily so you guys can see the mixability of this LAXOPure. I've got my double wall glass and my spoon ready to go. Got a brand new tub of Creation Supplements LAXOPure. I will, first and foremost, actually, let me show you guys a couple of things real quick. So let me just bust this open. Let me show you, I want to show you what the powder looks like, because this is going to be particularly important when it comes to the scoop weight. So I don't know if you guys can get in there and have a quick look. As you can see, the powder is really like fine and I guess, what does that kind of, it's kind of like talcum powder, really. It's not really flour. It's kind of, it's dense, but it's a really kind of nice looking fine powder in there. I will mention that this scoop is a 500 milligram scoop. So it is a tiny scoop. And as you guys will see, this scoop is absolutely bang on 500 milligrams. Creation Supplements have not skipped a beat when it comes to getting this scoop absolutely perfect for this LAXOPure. That being said, because the powder is super fine, you have to make sure that your scoop is completely leveled off to get the 500 milligrams. If you're going like a heap scoop like that, as you guys can see, it's gonna be a lot more than 500 milligrams. So you really wanna level that scoop off to about that kind of level, and that's gonna get you bang on that 500 milligrams. Let me take, you know what I'm gonna do, because I do have a fair bit of water here, I'm gonna take a couple scoops of this LAXOPure. So let me go like this, scoop number 1, and scoop number 2. Let me throw this bitch in this bitch, and let it rain. Nope, it's not raining. It's not raining at all. Let's give a few flicks of the wrist real quick and see what we can do about this solubility, this mixability of this Creation Supplements LAXOPure. All right, I think this is probably gonna demonstrate my point for you guys real quick. As you can see, it does not mix well at all. It legitimately, what you can see mixing there is you can see the clusterdextrin mixing. That has very good solubility. So if I kind of just let that and then give a few more flicks of the wrist, the clusterdextrin will dissolve. What's not dissolving is the actual 5-alpha Laxogenin and the 5-alpha Laxo that has combined with the clusterdextrin to make it insoluble. And that's just gonna swirl around this bitch all afternoon long and sit on the top there, as you guys can see. I'm gonna have to call it. I would go so far as to say blender ball is definitely required for this Creation Supplements LAXOPure. Just gonna have a little taste because I want to tell you guys a little something about this unflavored flavor. Just gonna take that straight off the top. Need to get my LAXOPure in today. So the cool thing about LAXOPure, often when supplement companies say unflavored, and they're talking about pure-based supplements, what they actually mean is natural flavor of the ingredient, which tastes like shit. When Creation Supplements say unflavored, they literally mean it has no taste, which is particularly cool for this LAXOPure. When I get into the dosing, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how to dose it and what needs to be taken. But that's really when this, this neutral, absolutely no flavor, unflavored comes into its own, because you can mix it with whatever supplements you want. It doesn't taste like anything. So it's not gonna change the flavor of whatever else you're mixing it with. It's not gonna leave a disgusting aftertaste that you really just can't handle. It literally is no flavor whatsoever. In terms of the effects, Because that's what you're taking the LAXOPure for. That's why I take the LAXOPure each and every day, and that is why it is part of my foundational muscle building supplement stack. As a matter of fact, it's part of my pre-contest supplement stack as well. It's just part of my foundational supplement stack, guys. First and foremost, I just want to talk a little bit about the dosing, because I know there's a lot of conflicting information online about how much Laxogenin you need to take to get the ideal results, when you need to take it, and so on and so forth. So let me just cut straight to the chase. I personally, along with a lot of other staff and team members here at MassiveJoes, have experimented with low doses of Laxogenin and then really, really fucking high doses of Laxogenin, just to see where the sweet spot is with dosing. If you take too little, do you not get the results? How much do you need to take to start seeing results? And if you just super, super hyperdose, do the results get any better? What we found, guys, is that pretty much 1 milligram per kilogram of lean body weight per day is ideal. So, ladies, let me start with you. Most ladies, depending, but let's just pick a number. Let's say most ladies are going to be around 50 kilos of lean body weight. So lean body weight is your total body weight minus your fat mass. So if you weigh, let's say 60 kilos and you're 20% body fat, you'd go 60 minus 20% of 60, which is 12, leaves you at 48 kilos of lean body weight. So let's just say for most ladies, it's gonna be around about 50 kilos of lean body weight, give or take, which means you wanna be trying to get 50 milligrams of 5-alpha-hydroxylaxogenin, let me just be specific about that, 5-alpha-hydroxylaxogenin per day, which is gonna be 2 scoops of LAXOPure. Gentlemen, most of you are going to be 75 kilos to the bigger guys are going to be 100 kilos. You're talking about 75 milligrams to 100 milligrams of 5-alpha-hydroxylaxogenin per day, which is going to be 3 scoops to get 75 milligrams, 4 scoops to get 100 milligrams of LAXOPure to get the best results from this supplement, to get the sorts of results that I'm about to talk to you guys about that you can expect from taking a high quality Laxogenin supplement like this LAXOPure. That's the dosage per day. In terms of when you take it, once again, we've experimented with a lot of different dosages. Do you need to take the full dose all at once? Can you spread it over the day? Do you need to take it all before bed? Guys, what we found is it doesn't really matter. So long as you get the amount of milligrams per day based on your lean body weight that you need to get the best results or to get the most efficacious results, it doesn't really matter when you take it. So ladies, if you want to take your 2 scoops pre-workout in your pre-workout, do that. If you want to take the 2 scoops post-workout in your post-workout shake, do that. If you want to take the 2 scoops before you go to bed with your sleep supplement, do that. Gentlemen, if you want to take 2 scoops pre-workout and then another 2 scoops post-workout to get your 4 scoops per day, do that. If you want to take all 4 scoops pre-workout, do that. If you want to take all 4 scoops before you go to bed with your sleep supplement, do that. Guys, it really makes no difference when you take it, so long as you are hitting your required dose of 5-alpha-hydroxylaxogenin each and every day. That's what we found. Me personally, I take 4 scoops per day. I take 2 scoops before I train. I take 2 scoops post-workout on my training days. On days I don't train, I take all 4 scoops with my morning supplementation stack that has like my greens and my organ health supps and all my vitamins and minerals and shit in it. That's how I personally choose to take the LAXOPure, but it doesn't really matter. However it fits your lifestyle, do that. The effects. I personally, and this has been backed up by everyone at MassiveJoes who has invested in this particular form of Laxogenin, which is the LAXOPure, I have noticed 3 main things from taking the LAXOPure. The first is a noticeable and significant increase in strength, which tends to set on about 2 weeks after you start taking Laxogenin. Of course, all of this stuff that I'm going to talk about, guys, is in conjunction with a workout regime and a diet that is tailored to building muscle. Let me just point that out real quick. You have to be training, you have to be getting sufficient protein, carbs, fats, and calories in to allow your body to make increases in strength gains. The LAXOPure is not going to do it by itself. With that shit in check, noticeable and significant increases in strength gains in your big compound movements. So for me, I'm talking about squats, I'm talking about dumbbell bench, I'm talking about my back row movements, I'm talking about my big compound movements where I notice within that first 2 weeks of bringing LAXOPure in, massive, significant increases in strength. And when I'm talking, let me just put some numbers on it real quick, just off the top of my head. I'm gonna say between 10 and 15% in absolute weight value on each of those big compound movements is something that I've personally noticed. And when I've gone, and just to double check, when I've taken LAXOPure out, just to make sure that it wasn't placebo and whatnot, and brought it back in, same shit happened again. So that is the first of the 3 effects that I personally have experienced, and everyone at MassiveJoes who's used the LAXOPure has experienced as well. The second is an actual change in aesthetic of the way your physique looks when it comes to muscle fullness and really kind of, I don't want to say muscle density, but it kind of really is a muscle density type look as well. You just look bigger, to put it quite simply. You just look thicker. And I don't know if it's a side effect of the increase in strength, because obviously if you're increasing strength, you're actually stimulating more muscle growth, and it may have something to do with that, but it is definitely the second of 3 effects that I've noticed every time I brought LAXOPure back into my foundational supplement stack, is just I look fuller and I look denser. It's really, it's quite cool to see aesthetically, visually, the change in the physique. And once again, the strength comes on that I've noticed, the strength comes on usually within 2 weeks, and then usually about a month in, you start noticing these aesthetic changes in your physique. The third of 3 effects is, and these are kind of all tied into each other, not surprisingly, is an increase in appetite. When I'm taking a LAXOPure, my appetite increases. I want to eat more, which is fantastic when you are trying to build muscle, when you're in caloric surplus. To be honest, and I did use LAXOPure with my most recent contest prep, Pro Prep, which was my prep for the Arnold Sports Festival Australia Men's Physique Pro Show. Not necessarily a desirable effect when you're in caloric deficit and you're already hungry as fuck, and then the LAXOPure is increasing your appetite. But it is definitely something that I have noticed. When the LAXOPure comes in, my appetite goes up. Fantastic for building muscle, fantastic for caloric surplus, fantastic if you really struggle eating enough food to support your health and fitness goals. You are going to need to give it some serious thought when you're trying to lose body fat and you're dieting, whether you want that, that particular effect from the LAXOPure. Side effects, apart from the increase in appetite, which sometimes I guess could be considered a side effect when you're in caloric deficit, no side effects apart from that whatsoever. Just absolutely nothing that I personally have noticed. No side effects have been reported, and there's been a lot of people who have used LAXOPure and have really enjoyed the results, and we have yet to receive any sort of side effect whatsoever. In terms of stackability, this is one of the cool things about Laxogenin, you know, whatever form of Laxogenin you want to take, and obviously with this LAXOPure here as well, is that it's incredibly versatile. It's not hormonal, so it doesn't work through hormonal pathways whatsoever. It doesn't affect testosterone, doesn't affect estrogen, doesn't affect any hormones. So you can take it if you want with a hormone-based supplement or a hormone-based stack. There's nothing that it overlaps with. There's no, Laxogenin is a completely unique ingredient. It doesn't overlap with creatine or beta-alanine or citrulline or any of your other type performance enhancing or muscle building type ingredients. There's really no overlap. So it's an incredibly versatile supplement that really you can stack with anything that's going to help you reach whatever health and fitness goal you're trying to reach at that particular point in time. What does it compare to? So there's not many, but there are a few Laxogenin-based supplements on the market. I'm going to pick 2. The first one is Redcon 1 Halo. The second one is Corbolic. Starting with Redcon 1 Halo, the first thing to note here is that Halo is a pure Smilax ceabaldi supplement. Now, Smilax ceabaldi is part of the asparagus family of plants. It is a plant that yields quite a high amount of 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin, which is what you want when you say laxogenin. You want 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin. Make sure, regardless if you're taking LAXOPure, you're taking any other laxogenin supplement, that's what you're looking for. The problem with Redcon 1 Halo is that it's standardized for laxogenin, but we don't know how much 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin we're getting. So Redcon 1 Halo says that, I think it's per capsule, there's 100 milligrams of the Smilax Ceaboldi extract. We don't know how much 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin is in each and every capsule. It's very difficult to figure out how many caps you need to take to hit that sweet spot dosing, the 1 milligram per kilogram of lean body weight per day. Corbolic, on the other hand, is a combination of pure 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin, which is what LAXOPure uses, and Pico 2, which is pretty much an endurance-based ingredient. It is, if you look at the price and value for money, it is per gram of laxogenin, better value for money than LAXOPure, but it doesn't have the cluster dextrin in there to actually help your body absorb the 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin and get it into the bloodstream where it can do what it does best. So we know with the Corbolic, we do have an absorbability issue when it's compared to the LAXOPure, but you do also get that other ingredient there, which is the Pico 2. So perhaps if you're looking for an endurance-based ingredient, Corbolic may be a better choice than LAXOPure. Who is it best for? This is the cool thing with LAXOPure, guys. Because it is non-hormonal, immediately it can be used by both men and women of all ages. So we're not talking about a hormone-based supplement that is only suitable for men, or is only suitable for women, or is only suitable for people over the age of 21 or 25 or 30 or 40 or whatever. It's non-hormonal, so whether you're male, female, whatever your age is, LAXOPure is suitable for you. Then it comes down to, okay, what goal are you trying to achieve and what goals does LAXOPure assist with? Primarily, if you're looking to build muscle and you're looking to improve strength, this should be part of your foundational supplement stack because that is what it does best. When you flip the switch and you go, okay, let's get out of the caloric surplus, building muscle, building strength side of things, and let's go into the caloric deficit, losing body fat, dieting, prepping for a competition. Is it something that you want to use there? Listen, I personally did. As I mentioned, pro prep, my most recent contest prep, I used LAXOPure throughout the entire prep, and I found that it was very beneficial in helping me not build strength in caloric deficit, but maintain strength as my body fat levels are coming down and my body's kind of reaching for different energy sources, starting to break down muscle tissue, starting to decrease strength. I found LAXOPure was particularly useful for helping maintain strength in that particular scenario. The one thing that you do have to be careful of is it will increase your appetite. So if you are the sort of person who really struggles with sticking to a diet when you're in caloric deficit because your appetite is out of control, you're gonna have to weigh up, is it worth the maintenance of strength to have to deal with being hungry all the time when I'm trying to follow a diet and lose body fat? That's gonna be a call that you guys are gonna have to make. But if your goal is to build muscle, increase strength, 100%, doesn't matter if you're male, female, whatever your age is, LAXOPure should be in your foundational supplement stack. Final thing for you guys, price and value for money. LAXOPure in the Australian marketplace, you are looking at $99.95. So it's $100 for 120 scoops, which makes it 83 cents per scoop. It is incredible value for money, especially considering the quality of this product compared to other laxogenin-based supplements out there. Let me break that down for you guys real quick because I did mention the dosage. If you are a female or a small male and you're taking 2 scoops per day, it's going to equate to $50 per month. If you're taking 3 scoops per day to get your 75 milligrams, because your lean body weight's about 75 kilos, to get your 75 milligrams per day, it's going to be $75 per month. You can see how these numbers play out, right? If you are 100 kilos lean body weight approximately, and you're trying to get 100 milligrams of your 5-alpha hydroxy laxogenin per month, you're going to need 4 scoops. This particular tub is going to last you a month. It's going to be $100 a month for the big 100 kilo swolgers looking to take Laxo to help them build muscle and strength. As I mentioned, it is an incredibly fair price tag for the quality of the product in the LAXOPure. Guys, man, if you are, listen, take my personal opinion from it. I am a massive fan of LAXOPure. I have used, and I like to discuss different supplements in raw reviews, but I have used a lot of different Laxogenin supplements because I just wanted to see what's up. As I mentioned, I've experimented with hyperdosing, low dosing, middle of the range dosing. I am such a massive fan of LAXOPure. Anecdotally, it is just the tits. That's really all I can say about this LAXOPure. If you're serious about building muscle, serious about building strength, you have to at least give 1 tub of this LAXOPure a shot, and you will not be disappointed. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on your mobile, your cell phone, your desktop PC, and any other platform or piece of technology you're watching this raw review on to make sure you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. All these new episodes of raw reviews and everything else we got going on. Guys, that is MassiveJoes raw review on creation supplements LAXOPure in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.